Hello, hi, and welcome to the Soni show. And the guest on my show is very special. He is high profile and also highly respected in this society. He has done so much for Western Australian people that you will be amazed to hear that today. 30 plus years of community service. This is highly commendable. He has a robust educational background from Bachelor in Engineering to Masters from IIT Bombay. He has done MBA from Murdoch University, and there is so much that list keeps going on. So please welcome our very special guest, and who is lovingly called as Atul Garg. Hello Atul sir, and welcome to the Soni show.
Thank you, Soni ji.
So can you tell us more about the wider community services that you have done for more than 30 years now?
Yes, absolutely. I came here to Western Australia about more than 30 years ago, and I felt that no sooner I got a very good job with the State Energy Commission, I felt I must do something which is for the community and for the wider community. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I took over was Neighborhood Watch. I felt that this is an excellent thing. Neighborhood Watch reduces crime by about 26%. It is a very good service. Anyone can participate in it. So that was the first service I started more than 30 years ago.
And so it covers how many suburbs?
So I joined as a street rep, which is just looking after my street. Mm-hmm. Then after a few years, I graduated to area coordinators, looking after a few more streets. Then after a few years, I graduated to the suburb manager, and then later on the chair of the city of Melville. But now I'm the board member for entire Western Australia. I represent all the volunteers. So I'm the lead volunteers for all the Neighbourhood Watch volunteers in Western Australia. And I have those meetings in the police headquarters in East Perth. Mm-hmm. And I've taken it on to continue contributing to Neighbourhood Watch, as it's one of the best ways to serve the community and increase the safety and security. Neighbors looking after neighbor. All the streets become safe if you have at least one volunteer on the street. And it's now becoming slowly more and more electronic. Mm-hmm. So even if you don't have that many volunteers, if the volunteers are technically savvy and they can go onto the internet and they can see what can be transmitted to them or forwarded to them through the electronic media, that also helps. So it's becoming more and more modern. So it's a service which is the best service in terms of reduction of crime or also increasing the safety and security, particularly amongst the elderly.
Yes. You have also done so much work for prostate cancer of Institute of Australia. So what exactly, you have been the ambassador, so it's such a good cause and so much of work you have done in that field. I would like to know that.
In the Prostate Cancer Foundation, about 16 years ago, they felt that they needed some volunteers. I saw one barbecue was happening close to my house, and I asked them, "What are you doing? What thing are you doing, and how will it help everyone?" So those people said that we are collecting some funds, doing fundraising for the people who are suffering from prostate cancer. And then I got involved with them. I felt that was a great thing to do as well. I started doing a dinner dance every year to raise funds for the Prostate Cancer Foundation.
Really?
That was about 16 years ago.
That's nice.
And then I also learned as to how you can help in terms of advising people as to what is possible to be done, what are the statistics, how does prostate cancer affect the people, and what are the possible support measures you can provide to the victims of the prostate cancer, and also how you can do various events to basically guide the people who are suffering or involve them in some sort of fundraising.
Yes.
So I started doing that for last 16 years, 16 years ago. And last year, actually, they gave me the title of the ambassador.
I think you've recently reached a milestone in that field as well, because recently I was reading a news when you mentioned that the prostate cancer has reached another milestone you have a breakthrough on some medication that.
Yes, the prostate cancer. There were some recent achievements which were announced by the Prostate Cancer Foundation.
Yeah.
So they announced a new medication for prostate cancer.
Yes.
So basically, it's not only just prostate cancer as such, but the initial issues that arise with the prostate people is
Yeah.
enlargement of prostate. So there are medicines which can reduce the size of the prostate when it becomes enlarged, and reduce the amount of discomfort that is caused.
Yeah.
So such medicines are now available, and of course I would advise that anyone who is above 50, they must have their PSA test done every year to make sure that their PSA count is okay. Along with the blood test, it can be easily done. And you must make sure that you detect any signs of cancer early.
Absolutely. This year, 2025, is very special for you because you're standing up for the Bibra Lake community through Liberal Party, right? So you're entering in the politics and election, which is very soon coming up, right? Are you
Yes.
excited?
Yes, absolutely. Now, being a candidate, I never thought I will ever do this.
Yeah.
But this time, I felt that given that Western Australian state has come down so much in terms of the earnings, annual earnings, I felt that something needs to be done about it. Everywhere the health system is broken, the security system is broken, the cost of living crisis is just unbearable.
Yeah.
So everywhere there are issues which need to be managed well, and something needs to be done about it. So I took it on to myself that I must do something about this. So I agreed to run from the seat of Bibra Lake and be a candidate. And in this area, I already do several things. Like I run a high technology club at Murdoch University, which is a part of the Bibra Lake electorate.
Okay.
In that, I help people to rise up in value chain. That is, anyone who needs work experience can come and be a member of the club and get work experience through the other members. Students can hope to get some sort of a job or some sort of training. People who are aspiring to become more senior executives in their role, they can actually get some sort of guidance.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's absolutely free. There are more than
Okay.
200 members.
Okay.
And Murdoch University encourages me. They provide all the services and the facilities. And in fact, they also gave us a commendation letter last year. So we are very
Wow.
pleased with the support that Murdoch provides. Bibra Lake requires several projects to be done.
Yeah.
Several projects are of importance. I've spoken to various associations within Bibra Lake electorate, and I've also spoken to the councils. I've been told that there are several infrastructure projects which are needed immediately, so that several discomfort or several issues can be resolved, which people have been trying for so many years. They've been working to get what they want for so many years. I feel, with my experience in delivery of several infrastructure projects in Western Australia already, I do have the experience, expertise, skills, knowledge, and also the technological background to achieve all that in a very innovative manner and help the people of Bibra Lake, the electorate of Bibra Lake, in achieving what they otherwise should have been already done for the last so many years. They didn't have this opportunity. I feel what they didn't have for so many years can be delivered right now.
Yep.
So I look forward to serving people of Bibra Lake in a much better fashion,
Yes.
and also serving people of Bibra Lake to get what they want. And I would very much like anyone who has any issues to discuss, please come to me. I would make sure that I do whatever is possible within my powers to support your project or your local issues.
So how, if anyone wants your help or need, they can contact you? Like, is there any medium or any channel or any website that they can approach?
Yes, I'm present on all the social media. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, and I also have my website. So I'm approachable anywhere. So people can approach me through any of these social media, or they can ring me.
Yes.
And then I will be absolutely happy to guide them
Yes.
in whatever way is possible within my means.
You aim to also work for the causes like inflation, housing prices, and also to support the needy.
Yes. Now, those are the other things. I made a good name, I would say, in terms of being successfully able to reduce the cases of domestic violence. I have worked with the police, and do have a team. The number of domestic violence cases we have successfully been able to reduce by 70%
Oh, wow.
within the community.
That's nice.
Also, the cases of student suicides, the cases of bereavement when people don't have money to pay their hospital bills. So, I've successfully dealt with such cases in the past.
Okay.
And of course, that will require a long time because those people tend to be a bit secretive, and that has been promised that if required, I can tell you privately as to what exactly has been done for how many people. But we have achieved a lot for even for elder abuse. Several elder abuse cases were there in which the children were not treating them well. They were trying to extort money or create some other problems for the elderly. So I and my team have been able to achieve for the last 30 years. That's what I pride myself, that I've been able to achieve several community benefits. And I feel that has been very satisfying, and I'm extremely proud of those achievements. But now I want to do the same things for people. I want to make sure what I have achieved for the wider community, I want to do for my own electorate, for the people of Bibra Lake.
Bibra Lake community must be very proud of you because of your hardworking nature, and you're so dedicated for so long. And just want to know, like, how when people praise you for your hard work, for your community services, give you like, Atul ji, you're doing very good. How do you feel about that?
I often do get praised for, obviously it'll always happen if you have been able to get somebody a special permit, or somebody urgent passport, or somebody an urgent visa, or you help somebody settle down, some new migrant, you found a house for him or found a school for him, or when you solve people's problem, new migrants' problem, people will praise you. But I feel that it's a God-given opportunity.
Yes.
It's nothing to be happy about being praised about, but it's just an opportunity that you were chosen by God to provide this service, and I'm very proud that I get to play that role.
Yes.
So anyone could have done it. I just feel that I'm privileged to be given that position to play that role to help people. So I enjoy doing that.
Absolutely fabulous. Our viewers would like to know your day-to-day routine. How, like, at what time your day starts? How do you go about it? Because we all know that the election time and the campaigning time is so busy. You don't have time. So how do you manage? What do you do?
Okay. Now, during election time, first thing is I wish instead of 24 hours, I had 48 hours in a day. But that is not possible. So you got to make the best of the 24 hours.
Yes.
And certainly you must sleep for at least 6 hours. If you don't sleep 6 hours, you won't be able to do anything the next day. So that you have to keep in mind always.
Do you sleep 6 hours?
Yeah, at least I try to make sure that I at least try to sleep 6 hours.
Oh.
But some days it cannot happen, but most days I try to sleep at least 6 hours in a day.
That's great.
The first thing that I do is, I have a campaign car. I have to park it in a different place. That's the first activity in a day. Then after that, I normally do my planning for the next day one night before.
Okay.
Then I have either an interview I try to meet an association like Bibra Lake Association, Spearwood Association. Then I try to meet one of those associations and try to make sure that everyone knows me and knows my viewpoints, or the council or any other body of people which I think would be interested in talking to me. I have made a plan, then accordingly I go and meet them on that day. I also try to make a post every day on social media. That is one on Facebook, one on Instagram, and one on the LinkedIn. So I try to make sure that I do at least one post every day. Now with this, it requires a bit of thinking and a bit of application of mind in that. But in the meanwhile, I haven't stopped doing the various help to the people.
Yes.
I will get some phone call that, Atulji, I've got a problem of the so-and-so domestic violence issue, my son is having so medical problem and he's not able to find the right kind of medical advice. Can you please guide me which doctor should be talking to? Or some student will ask me, what study should I take up next? Now universities are open and about to open. Can I join that course? Will it help me in getting a good job? And then I'll get that phone call. I have to give a priority.
Yes.
On certain occasion, I get a very serious phone call.
Okay.
For example, I got a phone call from somebody. He said that I haven't eaten for 3 days and I'm living on a railway station. I'm eating out of the bin.
Oh my God.
Such phone calls I take very seriously.
Yes. So all these things take a toll on your health. So how do you take care of your mental and physical well-being?
That is a very good question. Every alternate day I try to spend half an hour either on a gym or I try to walk, at least half an hour every alternate day. That's the minimum I try to do. I know that it'll not be good. Both body and mind have to remain active. Whatever may be the pressure. I already didn't have time, but now this election puts in more pressure on you.
Absolutely.
And then whatever time I didn't have, I have even further no time. So basically, you have to still make sure your mind remains okay and your body remains okay. You should still be able to walk properly and you should still be able to think properly. So I try to do half an hour exercise every alternate day.
Absolutely. So what do you do for like me time?
Normally, I think I'm very creative.
Okay.
If you look at my record, several pieces of infrastructure I've created. I've created transmission lines. I've participated, played a major role in gas pipeline. I've created the places of worship. I've done several things. I feel I'm very creative. So every day I'm writing something.
Okay.
And who knows, very soon you might see a book written by me.
That will be exciting to read that one. One thing I wanted to know, like I've always seen you putting the quotes on various social media sites every day. So what's the quote of the day that you would like to say to our viewers?
I would like to say, now that you asked me what is the most important quote which I've always followed in my life, is one must always do duty firstly to himself, then to his family, then to his community, and then to his country. If you are here in Australia and you are not thinking about Australia, you don't have right to be in Australia.
Absolutely correct. And there is a famous saying that says that charity begins at home.
Yes.
Do you believe in that?
Yes, absolutely. So whenever I get a chance, I love to play with my children and grandchildren.
Yes.
Whenever they ask me for help, I do give them priority. Whenever my grandchild has got an important function in a school, I will make sure that I adjust my routine accordingly. Yes. If he's playing a concert or something, I would go and encourage him.
That's amazing. Do they feel proud that you're running this time?
Yes,
on elections?
Absolutely. The family, I'm mainly doing it because the family also is with me. They were also very keen that I do this. I'd run this election. So I'm very happy that both my sons and my grandchildren, they're extremely glad that I'm running this campaign.
They're supporting you?
Yeah, they're absolutely supporting me.
That's brilliant. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. And we would like to know your vision and mission for Bibra Lake people, Bibra Lake community for the upcoming elections.
Yes. Now, my vision and mission for the Bibra Lake people is that a long time has passed. This region of Bibra Lake has been ignored. One example here is you can see the Metronet project. It's not doing anything. That's the biggest project which the current state government is doing. The cost has blown out from 3 billion to 13 billion. And still, it was never meant to do anything for Bibra Lake people, and it's not doing anything for Bibra Lake people. Projects like this should not be there, first of all. But if they are there, then something should also be done for people of Bibra Lake. Yes. They also deserve to be looked after and looked after well.
Yes.
In my opinion, I've got a list of the projects from everyone, all the community organizations and the council, and I'll give them full support wherever possible.
Completely, and would like to know once again about your Justice for Peace for 20 years.
as a justice of the peace, I always get a chance. One is the easiest is the community members will come. They want some affidavit signed, or they want something, some just a simple document photocopies to be signed, or the police will come at a certain time and they wake me up. They want some search warrant or arrest warrant signed. Justice of the peace have that capacity. The biggest thing I felt as a justice of the peace was when you sit on two justices of the peace can sit on a judgment for any case. The Aboriginal community in Western Australia has been just taken for granted for a very long time. They need to be supported well. At times when there is a small crime, an Aboriginal is being judged, he will say, okay, just get on with it and just give me whatever punishment you think you can. But it's a duty of the justice of the peace, if he's sitting in judgment, to explain it properly, that this is what is the crime and this is what is the outcome, this is what is you are trying to not defend yourself. So you have to make sure everyone who cannot defend himself is given a chance, proper chance to defend himself. So I feel that as justice of the peace, we must make sure the interest of the indigenous people is looked after very